I've got a question for you, a Seth type question.
Oh, okay.
It came to me this morning, and I was wondering if, since the theory is that we have parallel lives going on, so there are many of us in various situations. So I was wondering does Seth believe that we in reincarnation? Do you know?
Yeah, it's just that we each are having a different term for it.
Okay.
The thing is that you are born again and again, but it's all happening at the same time.
Well, this is what I'm wondering about. All those parallel selves.
Exactly.
Right?
There are over trillions of them.
Are they do they pass on at the same time? Are they reborn at the same time?
No, there is no such thing as time. Let's deal with that first. And then that will make the rest of your question adjust. Because there's only now. That's what Seth is saying. Now is all there is. And in the nature of personal reality, I don't know how many of the other books where he actually said the words, but in the nature of personal reality, he was trying to get us to understand, quote, the point of power is in the now, unquote.
Okay, but is there death then?
There's no such thing.
Okay.
We are in a play. And every play has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You've got act 1, 2, 3, and, the big hurrah at the end. That's what we're in. We have written it. We're the authors of this play.
I mean, I think we have a physical death, but not our
but it doesn't exist.
Die.
It's just part of the play, the way we've written this whole cultural thing we're in. We've come to the earth and we're going to live a life, quote unquote. And a life includes being born and dying. It's your entrance onto the stage and your exit.
It's a narrative that includes time, but time in and of itself doesn't really exist.
Doesn't exist. We use it as a way of illustrating our play. But
what happens with
that play every second?
What happens with those parallel selves?
They're doing the same thing.
They're living a different narrative.
Right. Yeah. They're in a different play. Some of them are here. Some of them are in other galaxies. Some of them are in other universes. I mean, we don't know how extensive the mix is, but we're in it. Your higher self is just a bigger level of you that knows a little bit more.
It's on different lives and personalities.
It knows more about, it can see a lot of your other lives that you're living. So it can advise you about, don't get upset. You're going to only be this, and this, and don't worry about it. But I could die. Yeah, right. But that's just moving your attention to another one of you. You take your attention off this, and you're gone, and you go to pay attention to something else.
Oh, hey, sideways.
I sure am. I see that. I'm even sideways on my own.
Okay.
Because my computer will not connect. Welcome to something, and I have this wire connected because it's deader than a doornail. Let's see.
See why I said what I did about what was coming?
Well, yeah, I get it.
Real. Hello, cutie.
Hi, Martin.
They put out a reel that said that to get ready, which is part of what I'm going to talk about today. Brace yourself and get ready, because in a couple of months, everything on the earth is going to go through a sudden stoppage of energy. All your systems and things and machines and stuff are going to stop. And they say it'll take about 3 days while the earth realigns itself, etc. For all that's coming. But that means the electronic impulses and everything that we've created are going to subside for a moment while the other group takes over. So they said, get ready, don't be shocked and don't be scared. Just chill out and know that you'll have 3 days of no electricity, no devices, no nothing. And then I get here, and today everybody's already talking about, oh, I'm having trouble with my system. Oh, everything went off. Yes. Prepare yourself. That's just exactly what my talk today is about.
Wow.
I thought, how do I tell them this?
Well, it has been an interesting 2 weeks.
Hey.
It really has. Welcome to 2026.
Yes, ma'am.
What is today? Like the 16th? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. All right, let me turn this off. You guys, Mickey, carry on.
Yeah.
Oh. Goodbye. Carry on, Mickey.
Reminds me of that song, Carry On My Wayward Soul.
There you go. Carry on, my girl.
I'll be peeved when we are done.
Well, Carol, did your question get completely answered?
Yeah, I mean, it is certainly something I have to wrap my head around, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. The other thing is, okay, I did have another question. So all these parallel selves and all these narratives that they're creating, does one person, Carol, create all the narratives?
No.
And then that creates all the parallel selves.
You are all of them. You don't have to, quote, create each one. They exist. And it is
But
my
you said we create
take on
the
it.
narratives. You said we create the narratives.
You create the one you're in. And each of them has the same autonomy that you have. I mean, it's not waiting
So
for
my
you to tell it what to do.
Are other Carols.
Yes. Totally separate. And I'll tell you something. It is said, when you interact with one of them, which you can do, but when you do, then it creates others from that. Like whatever the connection is also has its own autonomy. You have now created another version of Carol. Okay. This is the Carol that can be in touch with one of her other selves, quote unquote. You know, so it's an infinite process.
What's the purpose of that? How does one benefit from having all those parallel selves as separate?
Our purpose is to be a mirror to ATI of how it can be itself. If I go down there and I do this, then I'm this one. And if I go and I do this, I'm that one. And each one is giving me feedback of what it's like when I do this or this or this.
So there is one Carol somewhere. And
No. I'm saying there's one ATI. Maybe.
No.
As far as we know, that's another part of how we see things. We think of it as there's this one at the top. But there could be trillions of those too. We don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way to know because we're not on a level that deals with those particular awarenesses.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying when you're at the picnic and you're swatting flies or you're trying to get rid of the ants. Well, in some parts of the universe, we're the ants.
Yeah.
We're the flies. How does that feel? Like, oh, what's happening to me?
I think that's what's going on here on Earth, honestly.
I agree.
We're the virus or the bacteria that is infesting the Earth.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You could look at it that way because we've created the concept of a life form that can infest. When the truth is told, viruses have just as much right to exist as we do. You know, cells have a whole universe of their own. I'm sure the cells are not saying, oh, wow, look up there, look at that. Oh, we're part of that. No, they're living their lives. I saw a photo, which eventually led to me seeing a whole reel about what the photo was showing. And it was a microscopic view of the cells inside your body.
Right.
And it was like looking at an aerial view of a town.
Right.
There were billions of different little forms and shapes and stuff, and they were all interacting with each other, and this one would go over to that one, and blah, 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 and then it would go over to another. It's just what we have in a very tiny environment.
There was a animated short film put out back in probably the 60s called Cosmic Zoom.
Oh, interesting.
It did exactly what you just said. It zoomed into the individual cell in a person,
Right.
and then it zoomed out to the universe, and it showed it showed the sameness of that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But
So,
if you look at anything you examine, you will find the same structuring, the same format, the same things going on over and over and over and over, like a holographic, what do they call that? When it has iterations and iterations and iterations.
mhm.
There's a word for it. It's not a picture of a little part, it's the picture of the whole. So no matter how you slice it, you're going to see whatever it is.
Is that it? Fractals?
Fractals. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Duh. Boy, I was struggling with that.
Well, you were almost there with fragments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You were
close, but
getting there.
it wasn't the word I was looking for.
Right.
Fractals, that's it. Because when you study them, you will find that, like the Mandelbrot, thing, it's the same exact structure over and over and over and over and over, no matter what. Just bigger or smaller, but the more you look at it, you realize you're looking at the same thing over and over, morphing into whatever, but it morphs in perpetuity,
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I started to realize that, wait a minute, I'm seeing the same structural format repeating and repeating and repeating, and saying, wait a minute, we're all little tiny versions of this other thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yet, why would it keep creating the same thing over and over? Because it's creating itself. It can't be anything else.
Mm.
When you say we are sparks from deity, we're little sparks off of a certain fire. Well, when a spark pops out of a fire, it doesn't suddenly change into something else just because it's tiny. It's still a glowing ember of fire.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't last as long as the whole conglomerate, when it can depend on all the other bits, to still be a fire. But as it breaks off, those little sparks are still the fire. And so, to me, ATI only knows how to be ATI. Now, it finds ways to mirror back to itself what it is. But as infinite as it is, it must be hard to get a chance to see yourself, because there are 100 billion trillions of versions of all that you can be, all that it can be. Because it can be absolutely anything, or quote, everything. It is everything. It's all that there is. There is nothing in existence that is a part of ATI. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything.
And add time to that mix.
Huh?
Add time to that mix, because it's all time.
Because time doesn't exist. Death doesn't exist. Birth doesn't exist. We don't exist. We're mirrors of
All that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just little thought bubbles.
Yeah, exactly. I find that this that you're asking about, Carol, to me, it's the absolute crux of what it takes to even read Seth. People say, oh, well, I'm going to read Seth. Let's see. Everybody's talking about it. Let's see what this is about. And then they recoil and back off and close the book because they don't want to hear that time doesn't exist. They don't want you to say there's no such thing as death. But I lost my husband. I lost my mother. My baby died. Oh, it didn't. It's still there. Now, when we're in the mood to think of things as reincarnational, as you mentioned, it's just a structure we use to try and address the fact that there's so many versions of ourselves. So we still want to hold on to this concept of time. So we make it happen one after another, but actually they're all happening at the same time. Now that's where the rubber meets the road, and that's where people decide, oh, that's just bull. I can't get into that shit. Okay. Nah, that's
I think
garbage.
what leaves me a little hollow about it is purpose.
How do you mean?
What purpose does it serve?
That's good. That's who we're serving. Ask him what he gets out of it. You see, what you want is a personal purpose. I'll feel better when I know what my purpose is.
I want a universal purpose in a sense.
Okay, well then that's it. The universal purpose is to reflect the nature of God back to God. It wants to see versions of itself. It wants to see iterations of all that it can be. Okay, and as I think Kate and I have discussed, the concept that God was lonely and unexplored, and so it created all these versions of itself. You know, think of a child that has no toys, and it sits there all day with nothing to do, nothing to play with. So in order to have a good time, it creates the other friends that it would be playing with.
And none of
Well,
it
in
really
that
has.
case, why didn't it just create television?
It did.
It did.
But
So
it
you
didn't
see what I'm
create
saying?
anything else.
Huh?
So Seth described it as an artist that has all these ideas, but it has no paint or brushes or paper to make them real.
Right.
And so God created all the fragments of itself that that has the ability to create all of that paper and paint and whatever, and then reports back to all that is. That's how
And
Seth
gave the
described
artist
it.
an imagination so that
Yeah.
it can create other versions of the reality.
Mhm.
You know, I'm creating all these versions of me, and each of them, because they're God, they didn't lose their ability to create. Creating is a part of being a God. It's what you do. You create.
Playing
You know?
make-believe. There's no real reason for anything that the kid makes up, but the kid gives it its meaning.
Right. It wanted to. But why did you make all these imaginary friends? Because it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's the only important thing is joy.
Yeah.
It's what God is. It's what ATI is. It's the most extreme version of joyfulness that can exist.
Yeah.
So it created contrast. It's got the good and the bad and the in-between and a little bit like and whole lot like, and it made all the trillions of versions that are possible. And since it's God, everything's possible. So there are trillions of versions of how to look at reality that we haven't discovered yet. You know, we're just about to have disclosure and contact, open contact. A lot of people can't handle the idea that there's anything else other than us in the universe.
They can't even handle the idea there's other than on this earth.
Right. And that's true too. You know, there are so many other life forms on this earth that we don't even know about yet. I've studied a lot of different pundits who are talking about the fact, for instance, well, Bashar is one of them, who's saying before the Anunnaki messed with our DNA, took little pieces out and put little pieces in, and then we come forth after much evolvement to be who we are. If it had not bothered with the original hominid that was on this planet evolving, then what you would have, the original version of us, is what we laughingly call Sasquatch.
Mm.
And they're not as big and hairy and dumb as we think. They're very, very super intelligent beings. And they can go through portals to other dimensions, and we can't. Well, we don't know that we do, but we do. But they do it consciously. They've evolved in ways in their existence that we haven't done in ours. So there's loads of... When you go down to, I think it was 20,000 feet, under the sea, they found versions of fish that they had no idea. There's some fish swimming around with their own lights down there because it's black dark. But then there's fish that have lights. You know, who would have ever thought of a fish with a light? Get out of here.
The
But
guy
it's
that
true.
the guy that took the Patterson film was a friend of my father's, so I grew up with Sasquatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is fabulous.
Yeah. That was the biggest.
No wonder you're weird.
There you go. Yeah.
You're in the right place. Well, to get into more of what I was going to say today, I'm referring to my notes to bring me back around to reality. Today, my take on it is all about how we will meet each other in our leap today. I know Kate loves the one called the something pond. What is it? The Daisy Pond?
Daisy Pond, yeah.
Okay, you may do it that way, or you may choose to do it from the quantum door or whatever, but we're going to go somewhere that we can all go and be together and see each other in our meditation. We'll all be sitting around, and then I want us to first embrace each other person, not quite literally, but in your awareness, to literally aim your attention at, I'm going to concentrate, oh yes, I'm seeing Kate, oh, I'm seeing Carol, oh, but you become aware of the others who are there with you. And from that awareness, you are to offer them energy and regard. You become aware that, okay, I see you and I can feel you, and I like that. I'm offering you the best energy I have. I'm extending myself to say, here's part of me that wants you to know how much I care about you. That kind of thing. And in order to help and accomplish whatever your particular challenge is, because there are massive, massive, massive challenges coming in the next 2 weeks. And even further stretching beyond that. But for the immediate next 2 weeks, it's the beginning, the lead-in, prelude to some huge changes coming down the pike, just in general in our awareness, in our lives, in our planet, in our country. And, everything is about to have massive upheaval and changes. Well, we can see that because that's what we're going through, in terms of the stuff going on in the country. Who would have ever thought, if you had talked to me 5 years ago and said anything at all that we're seeing now, I would have called you a liar. That's not possible. Yeah, it is. We're in it. And so it's going to morph again. There's more. This is not the end of the challenge that we're facing. There's a lot more. And of course there is, because we're about to go through disclosure. And baby, that's going to change a lot of stuff. Especially when you think of we can run into a civilization that doesn't eat. Bashar says they don't eat. That's not part. They've morphed well. They've evolved well beyond needing to do that. Thousands of years ago, they did that. And there are other cultures out there in the universe who have other versions of how to deal with energizing yourself. And they don't grow gardens and eat vegetables. They do it in different ways. So if you're going to run into beings that have already solved many of the problems that we're currently struggling with, just imagine that all of a sudden everybody's healthy. There's no such thing as cancer. There's no such thing as pneumonia. There's no such thing as COVID. It's not even possible because we will have evolved beyond the point where we need that particular type of experience to learn from. We'll be learning stuff, whatever we need to know, we'll be learning it in a whole different way. So that's a lot to chew on, So we're going to give each other some support to try and share the energy that we have here. And I think we have a very unique energy in our little bunch. And I think that the nature of it is such that it's worth preserving. It's worth us pulling together, and we each hug each other, and we group together and say, okay, it's us against the world. We will, whatever wind is blowing, we're going to tilt against that particular wind, or we're going to tilt against that windmill, to be Don Quixote about it. And it's something that we need to do. So I think that today it's something that I was showing Kate, I got a sheet of paper and I folded it in half. And then I cut around it. There's the fold over here. And I cut around it like that so that when you open the fold, you have a heart.
Oh.
It is showing us exactly how to do what I was talking about. Ooh, hers is prettier than mine.
No.
That's the shape I was trying to get. There you go. That's much more balanced.
Okay. Got it.
But we'll cut one of these and you put your name in the center. This is a point for you to put your attention on. That's all it is. And when you do that, then we can share them with each other, especially when we're meditating. You're going to literally hand your heart to each of the other people in the group as we meditate to say, I'm giving you energy. I'm giving you my attention. I'm giving you my support. I'm giving you my regard. And together, we're stronger than we were alone. That's why we keep coming back here. We're not coming here for the fun. We're just coming here for the strength. But that's what today is all about, because it's all about the challenges that are coming up on your horizon. And you get support and solidarity.
So strength is the garden in which, what did you say? We're not, fun can grow. How's that?
Say that again. We're not.
Strength is the garden in which fun can grow.
Yes. Yeah. Now, a lot of times fun grows without any strength. And then that's some of those other forms of fun that aren't that great, but they're fun. We do stuff all the time. It's fun, but it wasn't good for us,
Well, maybe it was in one small way.
Yeah, exactly. Was it worth it just because it was fun? And I think fun is that important that, explore that. Does it serve you or not? You explore the thing. As Bashar says, you get involved in something to see whether it serves you. And if it doesn't, fine. Don't say, I wish I'd never done that. But you wouldn't have known that that particular thing didn't serve you. You got to make the choice. You got a chance to decide. You were godlike. You know, you could explore the yes or no of it and decide to create something that comes down one way or the other on the side of it. It's all about, we're constantly, every minute, we're exercising our ability to be gods. Smaller, yeah, okay. We don't even know what the percentage is of how small we are, because it depends on whether you're the one looking down in the microscope. They think we're big. We're big stuff. Boy, we're real complicated. But we don't know about the stuff above us. So it ought to keep us humble. Ha ha. Fat chance. I wish. But today is all about support and solidarity. Now, why should we offer to help and intercede on behalf of another? Especially because of our own bias. You know, whether it's possible emotional bias or psychological bias or intellectual bias or whatever, but we have hundreds of biases and we function on that basis. You know, so you got to qualify each particular one. You examine your biases, at least some of us do. You should examine your biases and then reevaluate whether you want to keep that one or not. Oh, that one didn't serve me. Get rid of that. Oh, I shouldn't. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, how silly. Let me move on. You know, so you edit the play while you're on the stage reading the script. Talk about instant edits. Yeah, everybody's a damn director. Yeah. But you can write yourself in as the star, or you wrote yourself in as the dog sitting at the foot of the star, or you're the fish in the fish tank that's on the set. You know, you got all these other views of the play that you wrote. So that's what we're all about. And so today we're going to kind of pull together and do a group edit. We're going to start figuring out a new edit and move forward and get through this. Hey, we're here. There's only one way out.
All
But
right.
it's all about examining ourselves, making choices. Some days you get up and you could give less than a hoot about making choices. Look, let me just get through this darn day. Oh, God, this one sucks. Yeah, and that's okay. You know, we're not going to do massive rewrites every day, all day. Some of the time, we've got to live with what we decided and then figure out how we feel about it. So today I'm just saying, okay, we're going to do this together so we'll be harder to attack. The circumstances coming up for each of us. And I don't pretend to know what your particular thing is, but I guarantee you there have been some challenges that arose in the last 48 hours. And they're going to keep growing. So, let's get ready. Everybody got an umbrella? Everybody got a shovel? Everybody got some dish liquid? Who's got a flash wipe? You know,
Flash liquid. Oh my God.
Whatever tools it takes for you to try and make your day right with whatever's going on. Oops, where is the vacuum? I didn't mean to do that. God, 2 days ago, in order to not bring the great big salt shaker, the salt container the way you buy it in the grocery store, that big plastic thing, on my tray here, I have a very small little saucer. It's not exactly a saucer. It's a thing to hold wasabi. You know, a tiny, tiny little container. And I poured the salt in that so that I can always have a little bit next to me on the tray. And didn't I knock that over? It went all over the rug at my feet. It went all over my bedroom slippers. It went all over everything. So it's like, oh God, where's the vacuum? Oh, I got to pull that out. Oh, I got, that's what's going on right now. And it's building, folks. So we have in this new moon a conglomeration of planets that are all in the same sign, all in the same spot, and they are all doing stuff to each other. Some of it is indescribable, some of it is unmentionable, some of it is joyous and great, and some of it is just downright vile and mean, because one of the planets in the midst of that is Saturn, who rules hard lessons. And baby, when I say hard, I mean hard, and I don't mean the good kind. Okay? So, get ready. The best thing I can say, rather than taking each planet to say, well, this one with that means this, and this one, just get ready. We're all going to have our galoshes and our umbrellas and, the mop, the broom, everything that you might need to clean up your act. Get in the corner right now. Get ready. Okay.
And always on the new moons, it's about setting intentions for what you want to come up, what you want to manifest coming up. And I have put together a meditation from Bert Goldman about the Bhaga.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Bhaga can be a very significant tool to make whatever your intentions are stronger. So when Mickey's talking about cleaning up your act or cleaning up the mess that's been made by somebody else, you can use this Bhaga to make your work better, work harder by working less.
I remember when you first told me about it and we did it, and I was like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
What the?
Exactly. So in the different kind of classes that I have taken, people have told me to do this, but nobody ever gave it a name or said really what it was that I was doing. And I just rotely listened to what they said and did what they said. And it did seem to work. And then I had a meditation with Bert Goldman, and he gave it a name.
Yeah.
And he explained how it worked. So this morning I went and found his meditation and I transcribed it as best as I could so that you can get his teachings pretty accurately. And this will give you another tool that you can use. And then we will go into our quantum world with our hearts. And don't forget to use the Bhaga. So, and in the alpha exercise I'm going to do, it tells you exactly how to do it. It's easy peasy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love that he gave it that name. He's so silly. Oh God, that's
and
one of the best things about him.
So according to him, it came from Korea. It came from an old Korean. I don't know if he was a priest, if you'd call him a priest or a healer, but it was a family that he stayed with. He was there after, not during the war. He was in like the cleanup after the war. And he became friends with this Korean family. And they're the ones that taught him this.
Interesting.
So it is an ancient teaching, and I guess Bhaga, I don't even know what it means, but at least I felt like it was more real once I had a name for it.
Well, it's such a Bert kind of word, I mean, Bert was a nut. I mean, that was one of the best things, aside from the fact that he was over 6 feet and he was gorgeous. But other than that, he was an absolute nut. And that was what gave such a really fun vibe to studying silver mine. He came in with his bag of tricks and magic, and he was a nutcase.
Yeah.
And we loved it. We loved it.
So his part of this is the beginning of what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to bring you back into the meditation room. And then we're going to go right back out into another quantum jump instead of just ending it at the first piece. So, you're kind of like getting 2 in 1.
That works.
Absolutely.
That works.
Absolutely.
And it's all about the fun. I mean, like Seth was stressing that if you don't like it, don't do it.
Right.
And that sounds over simple, but it's really true. Well, I can't help it. I have to go to work but you can go and find yourself something to work at that is more to your taste, more of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
In order to make the big bucks, well, let's look at why you need the big bucks. There were people who live in little huts in the woods and they're very, very happy. If you're willing to do this, you can have this. But if you're not willing, then you could have that if you're only willing to do that. And, it's that whole thing of how you cut something proportionally. It's the yin and yang. It's 2 halves and they're opposite, black and white, but you cannot. There is no way to cut it that doesn't have a tiny bit of the other color in it. So there's the side of any situation where here's the good stuff, here's the not so good stuff. Which version of how you cut it are you willing to work with? What serves you? Self-knowledge. What is it? The Greeks had over the temple door. It said, know thyself. Well, that's the key. That's it. Know thyself. Yep. And the extent to which you do will dictate how the rest of your life goes. I did a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been doing because at the time I did not know myself. There's so much stuff I didn't know, and I was out there doing all the wrong stuff. Not wrong in terms of it being bad for anybody but me. I mean, it just wasn't the stuff that served me, and I didn't know any better. I was just doing what they said you ought to do. Here's how you adult. Which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to what we do. I'm looking forward to the vibration we create as we address ourselves to all of each other, and create a column of vibration, a column of resonance that is coming from us all instead of just each of us doing it for ourselves each day. What can we make when we're all making together?
Magic.
Yes, ma'am. In one word, you got it.
I know that. I know. It's all we live. Jane's book is called The Magical Approach for a reason.
Exactly.
It is a magical world. And once you put that magic into place, it becomes that. Now, that doesn't mean that things still don't go wrong. But magically, you can make them work out.
Yeah. Well, we have to qualify our use of and knowledge of the word wrong, because that doesn't exist either. You can't do it wrong. No matter what you do, you can't do it wrong. Hello.
Right.
Welcome back.
Take a break from my zucchini chopping.
From your anonymity.
Oh, because he's getting ready for the meditation.
I wonder if zucchini meditates.
I'm sure it does.
I'm sure it has a version.
Everything has consciousness, so in its own way.
And a beginning and an ending and so forth, and children. So
absolutely. Million children.
Seeds, it recreates.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The structure remains the same.
Uh-huh. All right. Are we ready to jump into this?
Yes, ma'am.
Alpha exercise? Well, I'm going to say go ahead and get yourselves comfy. You can. All right. Well, now that everybody's quiet and relaxed, just get comfortable. This alpha exercise that we're going to do will introduce you to utilizing the power of the Bhaga. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, mentally repeat and visualize the number 3 times. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, mentally repeat and visualize the number 2 3 times. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, mentally repeat and visualize the number 1 3 times. To help you enter the alpha level of mind, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. On each descending number, feel going deeper. 10, 9. Feel going deeper and deeper. 8, 7, 6. Deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3. Deeper and deeper. 2, 1. Relax. You are now in a pleasant alpha level of mind where you are able to concentrate fully on one subject. This time, concentrate on my words. You are now and always in complete control of your state of mind. You can open your eyes. You can be fully alert anytime you wish to be. Now, it's time to program the Bhaga. And once again, the symbol that connects your intent, your goal to activate the Bhaga. You have only to touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. This time, just relax. Take a deep breath as you slowly exhale. Think the word relax. Now, imagine that you're in a small hallway. In front of you is a door. This door is a transit. When it's open and you jump through it, you find yourself in another dimension. A dimension with a twin self, a doppelganger, who's already successful at the skill that you wish to develop. One of these quantum jumps leads to the successful use of the Bhaga technique for getting the things that you want. Now, the Bhaga is generally used for immediacy. The Bhaga will bring you a calm, relaxed state of deeper and deeper alpha. Jump through the door, and you'll find a twin self of yours who is successful in the use of the Bhaga. The symbol for you to use to focus your intention, your desire, to the ultimate effect of your desire, the manifestation, when you use the Bhaga with intent. You'll find more and more of the thing that you're programming for. It will come to be. Get a sense that you've come to this twin self of yours who is successful in the use of the Bhaga. Imagine that you're meeting this twin self from another dimension who is successful in the use of the Bhaga. The transit door will lead you to parallel dimensions with doppelgangers of yours who are already successful in the skill that you're seeking. Relax. Allow yourself to relax
and enjoy the alpha state. Imagine that your twin self is telling you to touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And now do it. Fine. The Bhaga has now been programmed. Whenever you wish to use the Bhaga, just think about what it is as you wish your intent and touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth and relax. Now imagine you are back on the other side of the transit door. And on the count of 3, the door will close. 1, 2, 3. The door is closed. Now, I want you to imagine all of us together with our hearts in another dimension, giving each other the support and the love that each one needs, creating a beautiful circle of support. Now that you have that experience in mind, on the count of 3, again, the door will open and you can jump to that dimension. Remember to use your Bhaga and enhance your experience. Enjoy. I will give you plenty of time. 1, 2, 3. The door is open. You can now jump to the dimension of your imagination. our moments together are coming to a close. Take this time to give your last bits of love and support to each other. And to yourselves, repeat these words every day. In every way, I am getting better and better. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And at that time, you'll open your eyes. You'll be wide awake and alert, feeling better than before. 1, 2, 3. Eyes wide open, wide awake, feeling fine, better than before. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I just love doing and using the Bhaga. When you're ready, you can turn on your cameras and your mics and come on back to our time and place here. Why, there she is.
Didn't want to come back.
Oh.
I had to really force myself because I said, Kate's not going to know what to do with me still being blacked out. And oh, well, I'll come back.
I just waited it out.
But it seemed like it was so short.
No, it was about 10 minutes.
I needed 30.
Well, yeah, well,
I'm going to go back when we're done.
That's right. And, so isn't the Bhaga so easy to do and how effective it is?
Yeah. Ooh, I feel so energized, and I'm just, I'm so aware of being part of the thing we created, the togetherness.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to come back to just being me.
Well, you're never
all of us.
You're never just me. We are all of us.
Yeah, but when we're really concentrating on it, it's so much more effective. You can really feel it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't it? It'll be that way, I think, someday. Yeah. Where that's the norm.
At different times, I find that I feel very, 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 very aware of and connected with each of you at different times, not all at once. This, for me, all at once was just intoxicating. But for instance, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I find that I tune in on Carol a lot, often. Your persona comes to me. I'm just, no matter what I'm doing, just suddenly I think about Carol. It's strange. About 2 months before that, it was Audrey would pop up in my head over and over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And then there was like 6 or 7 months that I kept picking up on Martin. It's just amazing because I thought, well, I think out of us all, I know you less, Martin, than anyone else. And yet, I was so aware of you. I mean, it was just like, wow, this is different. And I would see your face and just suddenly see your smiling face. You have a unique smile. And I would become aware of it. And of course, Kate, I tune in on you every day, all time.
I know. When Mickey can't sleep, she goes, "Had a bad night, huh, Kate?"
Oh God! But the awareness of us all as a unit in a spiral, like I saw a column of energy that was twisting like the DNA does.
That's
but
exactly what it was like, a spiral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I could just really, really feel that. So I didn't want to turn it loose.
Well, we didn't tell it to turn it off. We just had to come back for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? use that bhaga to quantum jump right back to that same place with that same feeling. Yeah.
Right. It's so effective when you use it for different things, when you point yourself to apply bhaga as to facilitating something. I like that it's so effective.
So how I originally learned it was to do Reiki attunements to make them stronger. And I was told that it was a way to focus the energy. And it was kind of like a Hail Mary or like Om Mani Padme Hum. So it's that same feeling. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. And there's so many different things that do the same thing. I mean, depending on what culture you're in, you cut into that, and whatever it is that they see as their spiritual awareness, it's always with that same tool there for you, you know, like when you mention meditations and stuff. Everybody's got their own name for it, but it all does the same stuff.
Right. But what Bert did that was different was he gave me a tool that I could apply to anything. Yeah. Whereas the other people that gave me the tool, they gave it to me to use for a specific reason because I didn't know how powerful the tool was until Bert came into my life. Yeah.
Interesting point. Yeah. Well,
absolutely. And you know, I went back to my one teacher, and she did not know a name. She was taught it the same way she taught it to me. And then I told her about the bhaga. So, yeah. So, you know, different teachers that I've had have come full circle. Yeah. I love it.
Well, this was nice. This was very nice.
Well, we had a rocky start, but we had a very good ending.
Yeah.
And look at the time. It's almost 3:00.
I just realized that it feels like I'm in the same room with you, although when I sneezed, I covered my mouth.
We didn't hear you.
It's like, why did I just do that?
Aww.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, this was great. I have got so much editing to do, though, and I'm really looking forward to listening to the conversation from when I was absent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So thank you for carrying the ball, Mickey.
Well, we started off with a real actual bang because Carol brought up a question that was loaded. It was, you know, the whole essence of Sethism and every ism. It was all isms.
All right. Well, I look forward to revisiting all of that and promise in 2 weeks I will have this figured out, or I'll buy a new computer.
It was all good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we will see you back here for the full moon. I have no idea. I can't look at anything because it's all on my phone.
Yeah. Well, I didn't break it down this time into little planetary bits, but that's because they're all pointing to the exact same thing, like gird up your loins and get ready.
All right. Well, we have our tools now, and we have each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Take care. Don't forget to hang up your little red